Good afternoon, this is Riesen from Jon Lancaster Toyota in Madison, Wisconsin. That really has a ring to it, doesn't it? The Jon Lancaster Toyota part. Anyway, hey, I want to show you a 2010 Toyota Prius V. It's been a long time since I've actually looked at this car, or we should say posted about this car. You know, it came out last, I don't know, May, and it came out new 2010. And I posted a few videos. I was really excited about the car, and then I kind of forgot about it, which is insane because I drove this car today 15 miles, and I drove it simply because I haven't driven it in so long. And the thing is, I got out of this car and said, dude, I really want this car. Now granted, this is a Prius V with advanced technology. This is the car that will park itself. This is the Prius that will go down the highway. You can set the cruise at 80 miles an hour. And if you come running up behind somebody and you're going 80 and they're going 60, the Prius jumps on the brakes for you, slows it down, matches the speed of the car ahead of you, and dude, I can even adjust how close I follow that car. So if I follow at the longest distance, I invite people to slide in there and thus wreck my day. However, if I shorten the distance up, I can follow close enough to them that it would really take an aggressive driver to slide in there in front of me. The cool thing about the Prius V that I forgot about is the 17s on this car make the car drive more like a, I don't know, a normal car. And I say that because the 15s that come on the 2, 3, and 4 are nice. The 15s have got a lot of sidewall. The 17s on this, the Prius V, don't have a lot of sidewall. And what that means is it gives you a bit more of an engaged feel. You feel the bumps in the road, but more importantly, you get feedback from the car when you go around a corner. And that means when you put the car into the corner, the suspension feeds back and says, hey, there's a G-load on me, and you just feel it through the steering wheel. It's a little different. There's also a difference in the steering of this car. The Prius V has got a little bit different gear ratio for the steering. Remember, we do steering electrically in Prius. It also has a bit more of a highfalutin electric power steering motor, and that highfalutin motor is brushless, more high-performance electric motor for steering. I think together, that gives you a little bit more engaged feel. A lot of people that review the car, the 2, the 3, and the 4, they go, oh, this car is not engaged. Well, dude, it's a Prius. It's meant to get ridiculous MPG. But above and beyond that, the things that I forgot about this car are the utility of it. And I'll show you that. I'll lay the seats down again. But before we get there, do you see that? That right there. Those are LED headlamps. That's only on the Prius V. That's awesome. If you get LEDs, you got to have a washer, of course. So that little thing right there pops up and sprays washer fluid all over the front of your car. Don't do that to my beautiful Prius V in blue ribbon metallic. And then because he's an advanced technology car, you see that little parking sensor right there? That helps with the intelligent park feature. And let's show you some other cool things that only a Prius V has. See above the mirror on the right there, that little camera looking at me? That's the camera that's responsible for looking at the lines on the road as you go zipping down the highway, and then keeps you in your lane. Let me crank the back of this guy open really quick, because he is a hatchback, which means his seats lay down flat. And that means he's got a little bit of cargo ability. Now Smart Key would let us pop the door open simply by grabbing that handle underneath there. And while we're there, what is that? Am I even looking at it? Yeah, it's a backup camera. It's right there. So you look at the back of the car and you're like, man, that's pretty big. And you know what, dude? It really is pretty big. So I'm just going to grab this, pop it up, push it forward, hit the button, lay the seats down. And I'm going to drop this guy, pop this up. Sorry about the movement. Sit down so you don't get sick from motion sickness. There we go. Push the button, lay the seats down. What happened there? The seatbelt said, hey, listen, that's happening too fast. Look at all that room. You can imagine that you live in town, you got a small yard, and you've got all the brush and all the grass clippings. You're like, now what? I don't have a truck, I got a Prius. No problem. Dude, the seats lay down. You can kick the seats down, maybe lay down a tarp, or better yet, take that cargo mat that's back there, flip it over because it's rubber, and it can protect the back of the seats. This interior is the sand beige interior. Obviously it's leather, but it's a nice interior with the blue on the outside. What's this, you ask? Well, Prius also gives you a little bit of space underneath the floor. That's a little cargo well. All of them have that. Stowed in the cargo well is the cargo cover. You can take him out, put him up across the back, cover some things up so people can't see in. Perhaps you've got Nate's Christmas gift in there. That's just cool. I'm going to show you some of the cool things up front too. Again, I know I've done this before in a different video, but I just forgot how cool this thing is. Now, I've got a BlackBerry in my pocket, and before I started all this mess, I hooked it up. Meaning I synced the Bluetooth. And there's two different Bluetooths. There's Bluetooth for your cell phone calls. And then, never mind all that business. Hey, look at that! There's Bluetooth for your cell phone for making phone calls, and there's streaming audio. So that is happening right here. And because the radio mode was set to Bluetooth, as soon as I got in, and because that was the last song, away we went. So what else can it do? Well, what it cannot do is, streaming audio cannot bring the text, cannot bring the title and artist information over from the device to the car. But you can use a steering wheel audio control, as I'm going to do there, and change the track. Seriously, this is based on what your Bluetooth device is capable of. You've got a BlackBerry and it's a recent berry. It's capable of all this happy stuff. iPhone 3G is also capable. But this is cool. You hop in your Prius, you can take a ride. Your cell phone's connected for Bluetooth, so if a phone call comes in, it'll mute, it'll show up on the screen. If I wanted to make a phone call, I could hit this button.
After
and I'll
the beep,
say,
please say a command, such as go home.
Phone.
Phone. Say a command.
Dial by number.
Dial by number. Say the phone number.
608-243-5553.
608-243.
So if I wanted to make that phone call, I just hit the off hook switch. It goes right through the car. No hassle. You say, Nate, what else can it do? And watch this. Here's the phone screen that you see when the car isn't moving. You can get contacts and it says, hey, the phone book's empty. Do you want me to grab it? Why not? Wow. If it says another device is connected, do you want to disconnect it? I do. That connected device was my audio, so I was streaming audio to the car. It's kind of a big phone book. Stand by. That's a really big phone book, dude. Wow. There we go. So now, all my contacts are in the phone book. So there I am, driving down the road, and I hit the button.
After the beep, please say
Phone.
phone. Say a command.
Dial by name.
Dial by name.
Next it's going to prompt me to say the stored name. Riesen.
Riesen. If that's correct.
You'd say yes, and from there, the car would make the phone call. YouTube doesn't want me to go over 10 minutes, and I'm like 30 seconds short, so hey, this has been a little look at the Prius with Nate Riesen from Jon Lancaster Toyota, and we're cruising around in a 2010 Toyota Prius V with advanced technology. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.